Hello.
Namaste. Wish you all a very, very, very happy Mahashivratri. Happy Mahashivratri to you, Yaska.
Happy Mahashivratri to you, Gayatri. How are you?
I am very happy. This is like one of the most favorite festivals of mine because this is one day we celebrate love. Love in its purest form, love in its most passionate form. What do you think?
Yes. So let me give you something. I have celebrated Mahashivratri, like staying up 11, doing Jagaran, only when I was a child. So this is the second time I'm ever doing it.
Very happy Mahashivratri. Happy
This is the second time I'm doing it. So yeah.
I love Shiva. I mean, I connected with him the moment I realized him. And often when I think about Shiva, I think about myself as his better half. I think of myself in the Shakti roop. So for me, it feels like, yeah, I am Shiva himself, but sometimes I also feel that I'm Shakti roop. So it's like, it feels like my own union with myself.
Wow, that's a very, I'm hearing it first and the concept of union with yourself. Yes, what I believe definitely is Parvati is the energy, right? So all women are the energy of the whole universe. They contain the energy. So yes, this is the union of energy and the energetic. So that union is very, very auspicious. So that's what I consider Mahashivratri. So for me, I have I have grown in a Brahmin family from my childhood. We are Madhva Brahmins. So Shiva was a very important aspect in our lives. In fact, my native village, Parkala, which is the first part of my name, our temple. So my family are the priests of Mahaganapati Mahashiva temple.
Okay.
So Shiva is a very integral part of our community, in fact. So whenever we go there, I visit the temple. So my uncle still does the worship of the temple every day. So now his son does. So there are 3, 4 people, his brothers. So they share that particular service of worshipping both the Mahashiva and the Mahaganapati in that simple temple in my village. So I have seen Shiva from there, from my childhood. But later on, when I started reading more literatures and I got connected with ISKCON, I realized the another aspect of Shiva, that is that Shiva is Vaishvanaro Yatha Shambhu. Shiva is the Mahavaishnava. He is the greatest devotee of Vishnu. Greatest devotee of Vishnu. So whenever I go and pray to Lord Shiva, I just pray that, oh Shiva, please give me strength to be your great devotee and great devotee of your Lord, that is Vishnu.
My journey towards understanding Shiva and to connecting with him began with Mahaganapati as well.
Oh.
First God I ever connected with was Mahaganapati. And the connection with Ganesha took me to a different level. And that is when I connected with Krishna. After spending a lot of time with Krishna, especially when I was reading Mahabharata, especially when I was studying Bhagavad Gita, somewhere deep down within Krishna, I found Shiva because Krishna was the biggest devotee of Lord Shiva. So via Krishna, I found my Shiva, and when I found my Shiva, it's an eternal bliss. It's an eternal bliss. I don't feel that I lack anything in life. He completes me. And today, Mahashivratri is the day when he got married to his better half, Shakti. How exciting is that story? The man who is passion in himself, falling in love passionately with his better half. Since you are the Bhagavatam person, would you like to tell the story of exactly what it was, the passionate love story of our Almighty Lord Shiva and his better half, our Mother Parvati?
Okay, before I get into that part, let's just understand us too here, right? We are standing, we are good friends. But you see, I shared that through Shiva, I realized I always pray that let me be a great devotee of Vishnu. And you said through Krishna, you found Shiva.
Yes.
So, wow, what a different things, but we're still coming together and talking about the same aspect. So, yeah, this is what we are here to understand that union. So, as I said, the first meeting of Shiva and Parvati. So before Parvati, she was Sati, the daughter of none other than one of the Prajapatis. Daksha.
Daksh.
So Daksha was the son of Brahma who was designated Prajapati. Means his only goal is to increase the population on the planet Earth. And there was Sati, who fell in love with Lord Shiva. If I start describing each verse of that Bhagavatam, that canto of that particular story of describing the relations between Shiva and how they got married, wow, such vivid descriptions and sceneries. But
As I particularly like when you were talking about the descriptions, I particularly enjoy the description wherein Sati's parents are waiting for Shiva and they are hoping that, oh, this very beautiful and good looking man wearing this wonderful clothes is going to walk in. And which is when Vishnu walks in and they are so happy. Oh, finally, we are getting such a good looking son in law. And he's so rich because his clothes, look at his clothes, look at his jewelry.
Pitambara clothes of
He
Lord
found the
Vishnu.
clothes of Lord Vishnu, only to realize that he is not their son in law, but their son in law is someone who is just, he has like, his hair are like matted hair, plus he has ashes all over his body, and he's not exactly wearing anything. He's just come Digambar. Digambar means the directions. This whole world, this whole universe is your clothes. So, which is when Vishnu realized that, oh my God, this is not going down well with the bride's family. So he kind of grabs the first thing he finds, and that is how he is the Vyagrambar. So, which is how he gets the, he just drapes something around his waist, which is the tiger skin, and that is how they got married. So you
No,
can
no,
understand what.
it's not done, Gayatri, there. It's not
Okay,
done.
not done, not
It's
done,
not done there. It's
not
not
done.
just the Shiva and that scene. It's the people who are with Shiva. Shiva is the person who gets to the lowest people of this universe.
He does.
So with him, there are these goblins, demons, ghosts coming around.
And they're dancing. They are not just coming, they're
Now
dancing.
think of this Bharat, you understand?
Yes.
Bharat people are dancing madly, but it's a different level. So here you are seeing those people who are condemned to ever enter any auspicious place, and this person is walking on with them.
Yes.
And still, that space is auspicious because of the mere presence.
Mere presence of Shiva, because Shiva means everything that is auspicious. But for some reason, Daksha did not understand that, and that led to a really, really very nasty married life between Shiva and Sati. So once they got married, Daksha kind of, he just kind of forgot that he even had a daughter. He did not
Yeah,
invite them
I think
ever.
uh, I think the origin of fathers not liking the loved ones, I think, started from here.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think so. Like, the bride's father not liking the son-in-law, it probably started there. But oh God, this hatred was too much because Daksha organized this one big yajna, like the sacred fire, and he invited everyone,
Yes.
everyone except for his daughter and his son-in-law.
So the point, so that again, if you go back to Bhagavatam, where this particular description is there, Sati was sitting with the Lord Shiva. Any woman, the nature is to be in these kind of festivities, especially in their father's place. Now,
Yes.
think of this perspective that all your sisters and brothers and everyone are invited, but you are not. And
And then
then
she dressed all well.
on top of this, she's seeing while she's sitting on the Himalayas, she's seeing that all these beautiful planes are going around, and she can see those singing, song, everything is going on. But even all this, the point where she is most bereaved is not that she is not invited, that her husband is not giving the respect he's
Yeah,
supposed
that is. Yes, I agree.
to. Point here.
But then Shiva tells her that, hey, it's okay. It's okay if he has not invited us. We can stay here at home in Kailash. But she does not listen to him. She wants to confront her father for what he has done. Now Shiva tells her, sweetheart, don't go. But she's determined, no, I'm going to confront my father. Which is when she comes to this particular event and her father insults her and then insults her husband because, like you said, Shiva is not someone who is conventional. He stays in crematorium. He spends time with the ghosts and goblins and demons. And there she is. And she feels humiliated. And she feels more humiliated about herself that she heard the humiliation of her husband from her
And
father.
those, if you read those descriptions, you can see the hatred that Daksha had against Shiva.
Yes.
Believe
And
me, those verses are something really, really will.
no woman should ever listen to those things from her father's mouth for her husband.
Yes.
And that's when she just jumps into the fire, the sacred fire. She's like, no, I can't take it anymore.
So the point again here is she could not stand herself, having heard
Having her,
insult against towards her loved one. She could not. She could not.
she loved her father, she loved her husband, and she was torn between them, and she was just trying her best to get her father to like her husband and know her husband the way she did. But that never happened. And then there she was, and of course, the man who never bothered to wear any clothes, the man who had matted hair, the man who spent his time with goblins. How do you think he took it when he got to know that his wife committed suicide because she was insulted?
So there are two aspects. So remember, just now we had one person asking us who doesn't know anything about Shiva and Parvati. He asked us a question, right? He asked, "Is this anywhere like Romeo and Juliet?"
That's the thing. With Romeo and Juliet were both conventional. So when Juliet committed suicide, Romeo committed suicide as well, thereby eternal love story. But not
Shiva didn't do.
Mahaseva.
No, you can think of another thing. He is the Digambara. He doesn't care to wear his clothes. So he's so detached. He's so renounced. He's so saintly.
Detached, but when it comes to Parvati, she's his better half.
He could have told, okay, maybe that's her fate. Maybe that's it. He could have just stepped back and
Well,
sat and
now,
meditate and
yeah,
go
but
and
you just said it. You just said it. Think about it. The man who is so detached, the man who has renounced everything, when he falls in love, and when he loves someone, how will that love be? That's how he loved. So that is what happened to Daksha. Shiva got so angry. He cut off Daksha's head right there
not
in
just
the
again.
ceremony.
Yes, he should have again see that particular thing. Now, I forgot to tell this. This is not just the insult. There is more actually. Shiva is again before this scene happens. There is another scene where all the devatas, everyone comes for a particular dana, and then Vishnu appoints Shiva as the prime person who takes that particular offering. Those verses where Daksha insults Shiva, that is another level. So anyway, that's another story for the day. But here, when all the goblins and all the people ghosts of Shiva comes and attacks that particular sacred place, but that was no more sacred because there was a suicide committed there. The great Sati had given herself up. And the rampage they create. But he is not satisfied. he is not satisfied.
Obviously.
He is not satisfied. He had to sever the head of Daksha.
Aksha. However, after that, the descriptions of what happened with wherein he took the burnt body of his beloved Sati and he's crying, he is roaming around with that body in his hand. And Vishnu is thinking what to do. We can't have someone like him being so distracted. So, as an option, Vishnu decides to cut off Sati's parts and just get him detached from it, which is what we have 51 Shakti Pithas across the Indian subcontinent. But Shiva was all the more sad when he saw Vishnu do that. And then he sat for meditation and nothing happened in the world. He was the ultimate truth and he was not there. He was there, but he was not there. And Brahma realized that Sati had to come back. Sati had to come back to complete Shiva. And which is how Parvati was born to Himalaya. Sati was reincarnated as Parvati to
Himaja,
Himalaya,
Himalaya's daughter.
Himalaya's daughter. And then she looks at Shiva, she falls in love with him, she worships him. But Shiva is in deep penance, he's in deep meditation, which is when gods again feel that they need to intervene. Now, this
Yeah,
is something I did not understand. It was so unfair. Why is it that every time my beloved Shiva is in his meditation, all the other gods have to interfere, have to intervene? So this is where gods decide that they knew better how Shiva should lead his life. So they decide to go to God of love, Kamdev, and tell him that you need to make sure that Shiva falls in love with Parvati. Now, Kamdev was smarter than you would think. He said, if I do that, Shiva will kill me. And people are like, yes, of course he will kill you. We know that he will kill you. But regardless, this needs to be done. You are the sacrifice we are making. Kamdev probably thought, that's not fair that you're making a sacrifice of me, but well, I understand. World needs to run. So which is when Kamdev finally gave in to the request. Shiva came out of the meditation. He fell in love with Parvati. And that marriage was quite fine because Himalaya did not have those many problems with Shiva as Daksha had. Himalaya was more like, well, my daughter is happy, I'm happy. However, there are stories about Parvati's mother interfering with her married life and not getting along well with Shiva, but she did not openly insult him ever. It was more like a Cold War kitchen politics happening between them after Parvati got married to Shiva. But all in all, yeah, finally the union happened, and that's how we celebrate Mahashivratri, celebrating the eternal love of Shiva and Parvati, Shiva and Sati, wherein Shiva's love brought his loved one back from dead. He forced the nature, he forced the creator to bring it back. That's our story, Yaska. How about we end this discussion with the praises of Lord Shiva? What do you think?
Yeah, we can do that. But yeah, ending on the stories part, this is a love story which I don't think any of the directors will ever can recreate in the life. And mix various Puranas and Bhagavatam, the descriptions you add, believe me, Sanskrit descriptions, the vivid imagery that is set across each of the scenes, be it the great depression or sadness or be it the joy of celebrations. There are no words that can
There
ever.
is there is enough of spice in this story. You don't need to add any more drama masala in it. It's spicy on its own. So let us here
Shall
are
we
my.
recite first, Gayatri? What shall we recite?
So I think I'm going to recite the composition by Adi Shankaracharya where he describes Namah Shivaya, each of the syllable of Na, Ma, Shivaya. What each of these syllables of Namah Shivaya stand for in Shiva Panchakshara Stotram. Are you ready to listen to this one?
Yes, I am ready.
नागेन्द्रहाराय त्रिलोचनाय भस्माङ्गरागाय महेश्वराय नित्याय शुद्धाय दिगम्बराय तस्मै नकाराय नमः शिवाय. He is someone who has garland of snake around him, but he has his third eye, which means he's alert all the time. He is the one who wears directions as his clothes. He applies ashes all over his body. He is that ultimate God we love. And that is what the syllable na stands for in Namah Shivaya. Salutations to that Shiva, that Almighty, my beloved. Mandakini Salila Chandana Charchitaya Nandishvara Pramatanath Maheshwaraya Mandara Pushpa Bahu Pushpa Supujitaya Tasmai Makaraya Namah Shivaya. He wears those waters. We worship him with the waters of Mandakini. He is someone who is worshipped by animals, with ghosts, with goblins. Everybody in the world worships and nobody discriminates. And he doesn't discriminate them. And he is worshipped with the essence of all the flowers in the world. And that is what the syllable ma stands for in Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Gauri Vadanabja Vrunda Suryaya Dakshadvaranashikaya Shri Neelakantaya Digambaraya Tasmai Shikaraya Namah Shivaya Shri Neelakantaya Vrushadvajaya Tasmai Shikaraya Namah Shivaya. This verse clearly tells us the story that we just discussed about how he married Gauri, that is Parvati, Sati, and how the whole Daksha episode happened. And he's the one who has bull on his flag as his emblem. And that is what Sh, syllable Sh stands for in Namah Shivaya. वशिष्ठ कुंभोद्भव गौतमार्य मुनीन्द्र देवार्चित शेखराय चंद्रार्क वैश्वानर लोचनाय तस्मै वकाराय नमः शिवाय. So all those who know our ancient scriptures know that Vashishta Rishi or the Gautam Rishi who was born out of a pot, all the gods, even the king of gods, Indra, they all worshipped our beloved Lord Shiva. And to keep him calm, he had moon on his head. And at the same time, he had fire and sun bright in his third eye. He was one place where everything united because he was the ultimate truth. And that is what the syllable "wa" stands for in Namah Shivaya, the description of our beloved Lord Shiva. Yajna Swarupaya Jatadharaya Pinakahastaya Sanatanaya Divyaya Devaya Digambaraya Tasmai Yakaraya Namah Shivaya. He is like the sacred fires in the Yajna Kunda. He has these matted hair. And he has this weapon called as Pinak. He carries it in his hand. And he's eternal, Sanatanaya. He's eternal. There is no beginning, there is no end. He's just there. He's everywhere, every time. In the beginning, in the end. He's everything that is pure. He's everything that is blissful. He's everything that is eternal, which is why he's wearing directions as his clothes. He's just as he is. And that is what the ya, syllable ya, in Namah Shivaya stands for. Salutations to that Lord Shiva. We pray to that Lord Shiva. We worship to that Lord Shiva. And we hope that we also find that passionate love in our lives. What are you going to offer, Yaska, today?
After hearing this great description, one more stotra comes to my mind. That is
Hmm.
Lingastakam. So it
Ah,
describes the glory of Shiva Linga itself. So come on, you can sing with me.
let's do
Brahma
it.
Murari Surachita Lingam
Nirmala
Nirmala Bhasita Shobhita Lingam
Lingam
Janmaja Dukkha Vinasa Lingam
Lingam
Tat
Pranamami
Pranamami
Sada
Sada
Shivalingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Deva Muni Pravararchita
Lingam Kamadaham
Dahana Karuna Lingam Ravana Darpa Vinashana Lingam Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
सर्वसुगन्धसुलेपितलिङ्गं बुद्धिविवर्धनकारणलिङ्गं सिद्धसुरासुरवन्दितलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम्
Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
कनकमहामणिभूषितलिङ्गं फणिपतिवेष्टितशोभितलिङ्गं दक्षसुयज्ञविनाशनलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम्
Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
देवगणार्चितसेवितलिङ्गं भावैर्भाकिभिरेव च लिङ्गं दिनकरकोटिप्रभाकरलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम्
Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
देवगणार्चितसेवितलिङ्गं वैभक्तिभिरेव च लिङ्गं दिनकरकोटिप्रभाकरलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम्
Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
अष्टदलोपरिवेष्टितलिङ्गम् अष्टदरिद् सर्वसमुद्भवकारणलिङ्गम् अष्टदरिद्रविनाशनलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम्
Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
सुरगुरुसुरवरपूजितलिङ्गं सुरवणपुष्पसदार्चितलिङ्गं परात्परं परमात्मकलिङ्गं तत्प्रणमामि सदा शिवलिङ्गम्
Tat Pranamami Sada Shivalingam
लिङ्गाष्टकमिदं पुण्यं यत् पठेत् शिवसन्निधौ शिवलोकमवाप्नोति शिवेन सह मोदते लिङ्गाष्टकम्. That was an enthralling and beautiful experience on the day of Mahashivratri,
Mahashivratri.
and we
Thank
got
you.
the glory
Of
and greatness and all the beauty of Lord Shiva and Parvati and their marriage and what happened after that. Just hearing these marriage stories makes the whole day auspicious. So whoever is watching us live and who will be watching us in future this video, please note, just enjoy this particular thing and understand the greatness of these people. And
Thank you so much for joining us on this occasion of Mahashivratri. We hope that you also find that passionate love in your life and someone who would love you that passionately. Let's celebrate love this Mahashivratri.
and do you have any other news, Gayatri? What?
We are coming back with a new story and we are coming back soon. Keep watching this space and we will tell you tomorrow when we are coming back with what story. Stay tuned.
Thank you, everyone.